So this is the first one, right? These are the solving. Both of these had to do with a double angle formula. So the first one, sine of 2x becomes 2 sine x cosine x equals cosine x. I had to get everything to one side. You cannot divide out a cosine, and if this is, which it would be multiple choice, guaranteed that's one of the options. Like what happens if I divide out the cosine? Instead, I have to factor out the cosine. And then I get cosine is 0, which happens at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. And then 2 sine x minus 1 equals 0, so sine of x equals 1/2, and that happens at pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. This time it gave you the interval at the top, okay? If it didn't give me the interval, then I would have taken all three of those things and I would have added 2n pi. Or I could have done 2n pi on the pi over 6, 5 pi over 6, and I could have taken pi over 2 and added n pi, because that one's a redundant one. All right, then the second one, I replaced cosine of 2x with 2 cosine squared minus 1, distributed the 3, and then I got 6 cosine squared x minus 3 equals 2 cosine squared x. Brought the cosine squareds to the one side. I got 4 cosine squared x minus 3 equals 0. Added the 3, divided by 4. Cosine squared x equals 3/4. So then I plus and minus the square root of both sides, and you get plus and minus the square root of 3 over 2, which is all the over 6s. Questions on either of those? Okay. Then came your sum and difference. So the pattern here is sine, right? So what's the pattern for sine? Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. So sine 5 pi over 4, cosine 2 pi over 3. Keep the sign, same sign, and then cosine 5 pi over 4, sine 2 pi over 3. So I'm at 5 pi over 4, which is negative root 2 over 2, and negative root 2 over 2. And I'm at 2 pi over 3, which is negative 1/2, and root 3 over 2. So negative root 2 over 2, cosine negative 1/2, plus negative root 2 over 2 times a positive root 3 over 2. And then you get positive root 2 over 4 minus root 6 over 4. And this is multiple choice, and a lot of times the multiple choice will take the root 2 back out. So it's going to look like this, 1 minus root 3 over 4. That is going to be the format of the answer on the multiple choice. So it's going to take the root 2 back out. Realize that those two are the same things, okay? I mean, check your signs. I would say that's a big thing. And then it's not like you can not do that, because those are your choices. So just make sure you know that those mean the same thing. It will factor out the root 6. So a lot of times on a standardized testing, I'm in the root 2. Yes, it'll take it out. So if you needed to like work backwards, you could look at all your answers and see which one, if I distribute the root 2 in, matches my answer. But also the biggest giveaway is the signs. Watch your signs. Yep. These are our graphs, right? So it could ask the asymptotes, the domain, and the range. So if it's cosecant, I am basing this graph off of the sine curve. The sine curve has a 0 at the first point, the first key point, which means if there's no phase shift, it's just 0. But this case, there's a phase shift. So I'm shifting this to the right, pi over 2. So my first asymptote is at pi over 2, x equals pi over 2 is the first one, plus half the period. My b is 1, so the period is 2 pi. So half of 2 pi is just pi times k. So that's where my asymptotes are. My domain is the exact opposite of that. It's all real numbers except that. All real numbers except pi over 2 plus pi k. And then for the range, I'm worried about, like, what I'm focusing on is my max and my mins. I don't care about my horizontal key points at that point. I know it would be sine, so it would start at 0, it'd go up to 2, come back down, negative 2, back up to 1. And because there's a vertical shift up 1, that means I'm starting at 1, going up to 3. So 3 is my max, coming back down. Going to negative 1, that's my min, coming back up. So the most important parts here are your max and your min. You can do A plus D, or D plus A, and you can do D minus A. Same thing, will give you your max and your min. So the range goes from the negative infinity to the min, which is negative 1, and then the max, which is 3, to positive infinity. And they get brackets because that point is shared. Like when I flip the parabola, it actually shares that point. Okay, it would be the reciprocal, so it would just flip it, would share that point. Then for cotangent, your asymptotes are set your inside the parentheses equal to 0. So 2x plus pi equals 0. Divide by 2, I get 0. Subtract the pi, and that's my first asymptote. And then I add the period times k. Period is pi over b. The b is 2. So I'm going to add pi over 2k. Those are your asymptotes. Domain is all real numbers except that. Okay, and my range is all real numbers because my arrows are going to point up and down. Or negative infinity to positive infinity. This is slide 4. So it says the function g is given by, but what are all the solutions of g of x equals root 3? So I'm going to take my equation, 2 cosine x. I'm going to set it equal to root 3. I would divide by 2. Cosine of x equals the square root of 3 over 2. Okay, there's no interval given this time. Notice that the intervals are included in my multiple choice answers. So technically this answer should be at pi over 6 plus 2n. They use a k here. It's pi over 6, but it's also 11 pi over 6 because it's cosine. 2n pi, right? So if this was like an open-ended, that's the answer I would expect to see. But when you look at your multiple choice, it's not there, right? But negative pi over 6 is there, which is like the same angle. So they rewrote it with the negative pi over 6 instead of the 11 pi over 6. This is your polar coordinate. This is 4, 7 pi over 6. So 7 pi over 6, obviously, would be on the fourth ring. Guys, shh. 7 pi over 6 would be here. Okay, so it would be in quadrant 3. As you go through these, you could either keep the r, add and subtract 2 pi, change the r, add and subtract pi, or you could try these out. So negative 11 pi over 6 would be here. So that doesn't work because it would be here. Okay. Negative 5 pi over 6 is down here, right? And a positive 4 is the one that overlaps. Negative pi over 6 would be here. Negative 4 puts it in the second quadrant. That one doesn't work. Negative 5 pi over 6 is again down here, but a negative 4 puts it in this quadrant, so that one doesn't work. B's the only one that was the overlap. Yep. All right, complex number, and these are the ones that these should be signs, okay? Sign. So if you look at all of these, the R is the same. You don't even really need to waste the time doing the R. What you did need to do is figure out the thetas. So the tan of theta is equal to negative root 3 over 1. So if it's negative root 3 and my x is positive and my y is negative, I'm in the fourth quadrant. So I'm looking for the over 3 in the fourth quadrant, which would have been 5 pi over 3 if I went off the natural angle. That's not an option, right? But negative pi over 3 is. So B is the correct answer. All right, 7. I'm just going to probably match these out because I don't want to run out of time. But I would say, first of all, be able to classify them because obviously it's not going to be matching. So I know that this is a limison, it's a 1/3, so that's an inner loop. I know this is a limison, it's a 1-to-1, that's a cardioid. I know this is a limison, this is 2, so that's a convex one. Like I would go like that. I know that all the cosines are going to be on my x-axis, all the sines are going to be on my y-axis. And then I would also make sure I understand my max and my min, okay, because that's going to help you match. The theta is your spiral. The r equals 4 is a circle with a center at 0, 0. These 9 and 12 are also circles. The negative cosine means it's to the left. The positive sign means it's above. Yeah. So A asks what were those points and what's true about the interval increasing or decreasing. They were positive but getting smaller, so the distance is decreasing. B, I found the rate of change using the calculator. C, I used it to find the value of 5 pi over 6. I used pi over 2 because it was closer than pi over 4, okay? And I got that it was like 3.953. That's your calculator-based FRQ kind of question.